Biao's fate in Jade Dynasty is one of the most emotionally intense and unforgettable parts of the series. Her tragic sacrifice to save Zhang Xiaofan left fans devastated. But what's even more heartbreaking is knowing that Biao actually had 3 real chances to be resurrected. And yet, time and time again, that resurrection never happened. Why? Many fans have pointed their fingers at Zhou Yixian, the wandering fortune teller, the mysterious elder who always seemed to stand in the way whenever a chance for Biao's return appeared. Was he heartless? Was he cold? Or was there something deeper behind his actions? The truth is, Zhou Yixian's decision to prevent Biao's resurrection wasn't simple. It was layered with emotional complexity, philosophical depth, and a profound understanding of the world, destiny, and the consequences of altering fate. Let's start by looking at things from a personal and emotional perspective, specifically from the standpoint of family affection and the bond between Zhou Yixian and his granddaughter Xiao Huan. To the outside world, Zhou Yixian might appear aloof or eccentric, but when it comes to Xiao Huan, he is deeply protective. She is not just his granddaughter, she is one of the very few loved ones he has left in the world. And like any elder who has seen the rise and fall of countless lives, he understands the value of protecting family above all else. Now, Xiao Huan isn't an ordinary girl. She possesses a rare and dangerous ability, the art of resurrection. But this ability comes at a terrible price. Every time she brings someone back from the dead, she pays with her own life. It's not just spiritual energy or temporary exhaustion. It's actual years of her lifespan being burned away. She once used this power to save Jin Pinger and lost a year of her life. Then she used it again to bring back the wild dog Taoist, and the cost jumped dramatically. Nearly 20 years gone in an instant. These weren't minor efforts. These were life-threatening sacrifices. So now imagine this. Biao, whose soul was shattered and scattered after shielding Zhang Xiaofan from the deadly Zhou Yixian sword formation, isn't even fully intact. She only has one soul and one spirit remaining. Bringing her back wouldn't just be risky, it would be unimaginably dangerous. The toll on Xiao Huan would almost certainly be fatal, and Zhou Yixian knows this. He knows that if Xiao Huan ever learned the truth, that she had the power to bring Biao back, she wouldn't hesitate. She would sacrifice herself without a second thought. Not because she knew Biao, but because of her kind, selfless nature. She would never allow someone to remain dead if she had the power to help. So, as her grandfather, Zhou Yixian chose to protect her. Even if it meant hiding the truth, even if it meant appearing cruel. He chose to shield her from the unbearable consequences of compassion. He wasn't preventing Biao's resurrection out of malice, he was doing it out of love. But Zhou Yixian's reasoning doesn't stop with family. There's also his deep understanding of the laws of heaven and fate. Although he travels as a fortune teller, Zhou Yixian's knowledge of the world far surpasses that of most cultivators. He understands the balance of heaven and earth, and he understands that resurrection, by its very nature, is a violation of that balance. It's not just a spell or a ritual. It's an act that defies the order of the universe. There's a reason why resurrection is so rare, and why it comes at such a steep price. It disrupts the flow of fate, and the world always demands a price for such defiance. We've already seen this cost. A great and powerful wizard once tried to resurrect Biao. Despite all his strength and preparation, he died in the process. If even someone of his level couldn't escape the consequences, what hope would Xiao Huan have? Zhou Yixian, with all his wisdom and experience, understands that some things are not meant to be reversed. Life and death are part of a cycle. When you disturb that cycle, the results can be catastrophic, not just for individuals, but for the entire world. He fears that forcing Biao's resurrection could unleash unpredictable chaos, a butterfly effect that might ripple through the martial world. He believes in letting nature take its course, in respecting the path laid out by destiny. His philosophy is one of non-interference. To him, the cost of breaking that rule is far too great. Now let's shift our focus to Zhang Xiaofan, the person most affected by Biao's death. Her sacrifice was more than a tragic moment. It was a turning point in Zhang Xiaofan's life. Before that, he was just a simple disciple of the Qingyun sect, innocent and idealistic. But losing Biao shattered him. It made him question everything he believed in. It drove him to leave the righteous path and join the demonic forces, where he became Gili. His pain, his anger, his confusion, they were all products of that one loss. And they forged him into someone new, someone stronger, someone who could face the darkness of the world and survive it. Zhou Yixian may have seen this. With his perception of fate and destiny, he might have realized that Zhang Xiaofan's growth depended on Biyao not coming back. That if she were resurrected, everything Zhang Xiaofan had endured, all his suffering, all his transformation, would lose its meaning. Bringing Biyao back too soon could paralyze Zhang Xiaofan. It could pull him into emotional chaos and rob him of the purpose that pain gave him. The long road he walked, filled with hardship and darkness, was leading him toward his true destiny. And that journey would only be complete if Biyao remained as a memory, a driving force, not a living one. But there's more. Let's not forget the political angle, the threat posed by the Ghost King, Biyao's own father. The Ghost King wasn't just a grieving parent. He was a cunning and ambitious leader who saw in Zhang Xiaofan a powerful tool. He believed that by resurrecting Biyao, he could manipulate Xiaofan's emotions, bind him with gratitude and guilt, and ultimately use him to further his own ambitions for power. Zhou Yixian, although he doesn't officially align himself with the righteous or demonic sides, certainly doesn't want to see the martial world descend into another bloody conflict. He knows that letting the Ghost King succeed in resurrecting Biyao might hand him the perfect weapon to dominate both worlds. So in a way, stopping the resurrection is also an act of resistance. A quiet but powerful move to stop the Ghost King's plans from gaining momentum. Finally, we come to Zhou Yixian himself, the man behind all these decisions. He may seem carefree, even comical at times, but underneath that surface lies a man of deep principle, a man who has seen too much, lived through too much, to be easily swayed by emotion. His worldview is shaped by a strong belief in the balance of fate and the natural order. He isn't someone who believes in bending the world to your will. Instead, he believes in flowing with it, in accepting what must be accepted and letting go of what can no longer be held on to. To him, preventing Biyao's resurrection wasn't an act of cruelty. It was an act of discipline, of wisdom, of moral courage. He knew that choosing to interfere could save one life, but at the cost of many others. And in the end, he chose to carry the burden of that decision quietly, even if others never understood it. So the next time we ask why Zhou Yixian stopped Biyao from coming back, maybe we should also ask what he was trying to protect and what he was willing to sacrifice to keep the world from falling apart. Thank you so much for watching and diving deep into the mysteries of Jade Dynasty with me. Zhou Yixian's choices may seem harsh at first, but as we've explored, they come from a place of love, wisdom, and a profound respect for fate. What do you think? Was he right to stop Biyao's resurrection, or should he have let her come back? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please drop a comment below and let's discuss. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on your favorite Donghua and their hidden stories. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next video.